What is up? Thank you for coming to my channel, Prison POV. Shout out to the joiners, shout out to the point of view crew, and trip on this. Timing is everything, is it not? Be that as it may though, back in the day, before I'd done any prison time, in and out of county jail, quite a bit of county jail time, never been in the pen, but I was in my hood, Rexon Acres, running amok on a sick one with my cousin Scrappy D, Scrap Diego we called him. We were road dogs, and we were hitting it hard. Hitting it hard, homeboy. We were out looking for every single opportunity to come up on a sick one. One night, we're at my homeboy Jimmy's house from my neighborhood, and I meet this chick who I kind of like. Now, at the time, I have an estranged wife. I'm married. We have a couple of kids, but we haven't spoken in several months. I'm using, and she's sober, and she's estranged. We're just not talking at all. I wasn't actively dating and trying to be with a bunch of girls, but I seen this girl and I liked her. And I started talking to her at my homeboy Jimmy's house. Me and my cousin Scrap Diego had gone over there. We're talking, we decide to walk to Fast Strip, we get some Kessler, we're drinking, and we're kissing and cuddling, and then one of us, or both of us, comes up with the idea to get some Go Fast, to get some shit. We decide to get some shit, bro. And I'm like, let me see, where can I get it? I don't know. And she goes, I know where to get it. Get it from my boyfriend. And I'm taken back, I'm like, what? I thought I was your boyfriend. I mean, sure, we've only been kicking back for like 15, 20 minutes, but I'm already all attached, homeboy. I had not only our night planned out, but our next month. I thought we were going to start kicking it. I was into her. I thought she was into me. This was what I thought was the beginning of a good thing. Her boyfriend, she says. Snarf, snarf. So she calls this dude. He comes over. I meet him. He meets me. He gives us the stuff. He also gives me his phone number. And me and my cousin Scrappy go in the bathroom and do it all, and I don't even give that chick none. And she's mad about it, and I'm like, sorry about your luck. I mean, I lost all respect for you. With the hoodwink thing, the whole let me call my boyfriend after we were like, you got nothing coming. So, but what I did do was get that dude's phone number. Forgot all about it. A couple weeks later, me and my cousin were sitting there in Rexland, and we are asked out. We need to come up. We need to hit a lick. Got nothing going on. And I said, dude, Scrappy. I go, what about that dude we met at Jimmy's house the other day? That dude, that chick called over, her boyfriend or whatever. I got his number. Let's get him. Let's call him. Tell him we want a certain amount. Have him bring it to us. He says, bet. So I called this dude, set up a meeting, told him I wanted a certain amount. Now, we had a quete, for lack of a better words. Pardon, not even the right word, but you get the point, you get the meaning, because I don't want to come right out and say it. We had one, that's what we had. We're going to go meet him at a store, he says. We're meeting him at a store. My cousin's driving the car. I'm in the back seat. We're going to pull up. He's going to get in the passenger seat. My cousin's going to say, let me see it. When my cousin takes it and has possession of it, I'm going to pull the thing up, hit him in the side of the head with it, and say, get out of the car. And if all goes according to plan, he'll take off running, and we'll split, and we'll have the stuff. That was the plan. We go to the store, he's driving, I'm in the back, I have the thing. Dude comes up on his bike, leans his head in the passenger window, and says, follow me. We're like, okay, well, no, just get in. Let's do it here right now. No, follow me. I don't have it on me. Like, oh, all right, bro, okay. So he takes off on his bike, and now we're driving. We're like, dang, what do we do, man? What are we gonna? I go, let's just take it by ear. Let's just go with it and just see what happens. So we follow him to this pad. I remember it had a big front yard, and it was scattered and cluttered with toys. I seen a skateboard, a basketball, a bike, a scooters. It was kind of littered with stuff, and it was a big front yard. was my first impression of the place. When we pulled up, and dude pulled up on his bike, he walked in the house, and we followed him. And we get in, I don't see nobody, but I hear someone doing dishes. I hear someone playing guitar. I hear a couple people arguing or joking around the back. There's like 4 people just based on voices, but I don't see anybody. And I'm looking around, and I'm just thinking of any opportunity I can, what can we do? My cousin's kind of sitting there, and the dude walks up and he goes, check it out. And he shows it to me, his bag. As I'm sitting on the couch, he's standing there. So I just snatched it out of his hand. Come on now, that's what I'm there for. He showed me the prize. That's what I was after. There it is. We got nothing to talk about. Snatched it out of his hand and took off running out the door. Now he was in shock. He was stuck on stupid. He couldn't even move. The problem is my cousin also was in shock and stuck on stupid and couldn't even move. So when I jumped up, ran out the door, they both just stood there. Finally, my cousin kind of gets the senses together, and I'm seeing all this because of the open door, and I'm standing outside watching both of them just like not knowing what to do, and I'm like, bro, come on. Finally, my cousin jumps up, and he starts to run out the door, and the door slams shut. It just slams shut. I mean, now my cousin's in the house, and I hear fighting and scuffling. I try to start kicking the door in, but they're up against the door. I can't kick it in. They're fighting, they're scuffling. All this seems like an hour, but I'm sure it's only a couple seconds. Next thing you know, the door slings open, and my cousin's standing there all eyes wide open, and the dude's on the ground. What happened was, when I ran out, my cousin tried to run out, dude slammed the door, started attacking my cousin, and my cousin slept him, knocked the dude down. But he still don't know what the hell's going on, but he got the dude off of him. Then he opens the door, I'm standing there, like, let's go, I got it. Now we start casually walking to my car, through, like I said, this big front yard. And I mean, we can't go running, can we? There's still like the mailman. It's like 11 a.m. People are driving by and walking. It's a neighborhood. So we got to be casual about it. This dude gets up after my cousin sleeps him. He gets up off the floor and he comes out in the front yard and he grabs a skateboard and he starts rushing, swinging it and attacking my cousin. But I'm the one who has his sack. I'm the one that just clipped him. But he's not trying to get no run back off me. He's trying to get off my cousin because my cousin popped him one good. And he's not mad, so he's mad about that. He's more mad about taking one on the chin than he is about coming up short with the claw boat. So he's coming to my cousin. He threw a skateboard at him. He's rushing him. He's trying to fight. And I'm just walking, just totally unattacked. No one's bothering me. No one's messing with me. My cousin's pushing him off like, damn, leave me alone. And he's looking at me like, what the hell's going on? I'm just go to the car, burn the car. And he's talking shit. And he's trying to start fighting my cousin. And all of a sudden, the last 2 or 3 feet, we do run to the car. Now we run. I jump back in the back seat. My cousin jumps in the driver's side. We go take off. And this dude jumps on the hood with that skateboard and goes to smash in my windshield. I grab out that and I point at him. I say, hey! And that fool does a triple-double Lindy somersault, triple-double dip dash. Bro, he was so impressive. 10! He did some sort of gymnastic maneuver that was the most impressive thing I'd seen to date. Dude, a backflip. Homie, and he landed it. 10. Homie got scared when I pulled that off of him. He got off the hood and hella quick. Did the backflip, landed it, ran to the house. We got in the car and we split. Got ghosts, homie. So we got him. We clipped him for the whole thing. Went to my stepbrother's pad. We went in. We came up, dog. Hit a lick. We scored. Came up fat. We got it. Went to go do some of this stuff. Use and abuse it. And it ended up being, I don't want to say bunk, but it wasn't worth the shit, dog. It was just yuck. I mean, I had a hard time selling it later, and I didn't want to do it. It took a lot. Okay, I'll say it was bunk. All that for that? Went through all that for that? And you're going through all that for that? Because then he starts harassing us. Calling and calling. And this is back when everyone had a pager, so he's paging, and he's like, 411, 411. Like, what happened? What happened? Then 911, 911. Emergency, emergency. 411, what happened? Get back at me, get back at me. And we're like, no way, no way. And we're thinking, this stuff is bunk anyway. Wasted our time. And he's calling the house, and we're just thinking, he'll get tired of getting the answering machine and not getting his calls returned. He'll get sick of it. And then the girl starts calling. Snarf, snarf. That's the one. See, he can call all day long. He don't know who we are or where we came from, but she does. She knows that she met me at Jimmy's house, homeboy from my neighborhood, and she actually lives in Rexon. She knows where we stay at because I told her because I got a big mouth. And bro, she could have totally blown the cover off the whole thing. So we ignored her at first, and that was just giving me anxiety and ripping me up with stomach acids. Homeboy, I couldn't take the heat on that one. So when she started blowing me up, I did answer her phone call. And she was just mad about it. Why'd you do that? Why'd you do that? And then we tried to hit her with the didn't. Wasn't us. And that didn't get very far. And then pretty much just had to make sure everything was cool with her because we didn't want her telling him where we were at. Because he was making some big threats. And he was actually dropping some big names of gangs. I'm not even go so far to throw it out there, but he was trying to say he belonged to this gang, and his uncle was that, and it got to the point where we were kind of like, and we were on guard, and we were on point and on deck, and the doors were locked, and we didn't want to leave, and it was this regret, darn it! All that for that, and the stuff ended up being bunk, like I said, had trouble even selling it, and I remember one night, the dude who lived behind us, my homeboy Quentin, got a new flashlight set, and he was out in the backyard playing with it. And we were in our room, and we just seen all these lights, and of course, guilty conscience, when you're a hammer, everything looks like a nail. Of course these random weird lights in the backyard, the people coming to get us. Duh. Why wouldn't they be? So here we are, people are approaching, and they have their flashlights, and when they're like, I'm not going to say we're running, we're scared, but I'm not going to say we were hiding, but we were inside the house, and the door's locked and lights off. That's not a definition of hiding. Hiding is something totally different. We were doing that. And I'm not ashamed to say it because you should have seen those flashlights. Very intimidating. Kind of find out it was Quentin. And yeah, we were tripped out. Because we got this dude and we just thought the chick was going to say where we were at. But then guess what happened? Guess what happened out of the blue? Could have never seen this coming. Now I told you I had a wife. We were estranged. We hadn't talked for months. I had 2 daughters, hadn't seen them. I'm using, she's sober. I can't come around the kids using. I had not been able to clean up at this point. Days turns into weeks, turns into months. I just hadn't seen him. She decided to go to Oklahoma. Her dad lived there. She wanted a fresh start. She was living at her grandma's. Her dad came down to Bakersfield from Oklahoma. She's like, you know what? I want to go back to Oklahoma. Her dad owned a house, a bunch of property, all this acreage, had cows, the whole 9. She's like, I want a piece of that. Give me some of that Oklahoma life. She's ready to pack everything up, throw it in the car, and just split. Just a dip. Told her dad, I'm out of here. I'm going to Oklahoma. And her dad said, okay. His daughter, he's not going to say no. Loves the grandkids. Yeah, come to Oklahoma. Of course, there's always room. He's like, wait a minute. Where's the boy? It's about me. Where's the boy? Where's the dad? In fact, I haven't seen him since I've been in Bakersfield last week. She's like, well, we're separated. We're not really talking. He's using his stuff. And her dad's like, well, you're bringing him, right? No, I hadn't planned on it. I didn't intend to, she said. We're just not even going to tell him. We're just going to pack the car. We're just going to dip up. And we're going to pack up and dip out because he is using. Boo! We don't care what he's doing. We don't even want to talk to him or we don't know what he's doing. He needs to clean up and get right. And then he could come back. But the dad is like, no, you're taking him. He'll clean up there. Because it's in a little small town, he's not going to be able to get none. First of all, he's not going to have no money. We're going to be on his ass, second of all. But you know what? You're going to bring him because her dad says, I'm not buying diapers. I'm not buying formula. I'm not going to pay for the doctor and the gas and the food. He is. He's your husband. He's those kids' dad. He's coming. I'm going to get him a job. He's going to work and he's going to pay and support. Otherwise, if you leave him here and you guys come, all of a sudden, her dad's saying, I got to take care of you and those kids. And I'm not going to feed 3 mouths when this fool could come feed them. So you know what they did? Me and my cousin are in that pad. Doors locked. Lights off. Thinking everyone in Bakersfield is coming for us over some bunk bizzo, homeboy. What? And a big U-Haul pulls up. We're like, what's this? Oh my gosh, they came to get us in a U-Haul. They packed a U-Haul full of like 50 soldiers and they're going to come pull up. The door's going to open. They're all going to come out. They're going to come get us. A U-Haul comes pulling up and then a car, which is familiar because it's my wife's car. I'm like, oh, the soldiers came in a U-Haul and then they stole my ex-wife's car and brought it here too. What's really going on? And then I see my ex-wife get out. I'm like, what? And then she comes, just knocks the door, says, come on. Come on, what? What do you mean? Wouldn't I see her dad? And I see my kid. She's like, you got 5 minutes. and one bag through a bag of me to fit whatever you can fit in that bag. Let's go. We're going to Oklahoma. You're going. Come on, let's go. Now, my perception is off because, first of all, paranoia will destroy you. And I've been up for several days. Not off the bunk dope we stole from that dude, but off some different stuff that we probably stole from someone else. Paranoia will destroy you. My head's a spinning. I can't think straight. And she's just coming at me like, pack up your stuff. You got 5 minutes. You know, I wanted to go and get the hell out of there. Hey, man. The shit was getting thick, doggy. I was ready to go. I needed a new start. She came up, says, go pack your stuff. I told my cousin, I'm outie, brother. Later. And he's like, dude, you're going to leave me like this? You're going to leave? I have no choice. You heard what she said. I have to go. Have no choice in the matter. And his paranoia just peaked. I mean, it's one thing, misery loves company. It's one thing to have someone with you, and both of you guys are just tripped out, but have that person leave, now you're tripped out by yourself. That's called a double up. Dude, you can't leave me. And the only way I can reassure him, give him any kind of comfort, because he was worried that guy was a member of some kind of major gang. And I was like, dude, if he was a member of some major gang, the dope wouldn't have been bunk. Now, would it? And that did cause him some pause. He's like, you know what, I think you might have a point at that. And I told some other homeboys, talked to dude next door, Brad. Quentin had his back. People had his back. A lot of the battle was just in his head. No one was coming for him. No one ever did come for him. It was our guilty conscience eating us up. But yeah, I fit everything in one bag. I threw it over my shoulder like hobo style. Jumped in that U-Haul and split. Went to Oklahoma. Stayed there. When I got there, it was in a small town, population 100. They got on my ass like they said they would to get a job. I can only either get a job at the post office or the barber shop. I couldn't cut hair or deliver mail. No one was giving me action. I ended up getting a job like 2 hours away in Nickel Hills, cleaning up after a hurricane. It was a whole nother story. Got lost. Literally had to stay all night on a freeway. Whole nother story. Then I got a job in Kansas on a 3-story roof. Again, paranoia would destroy you. I couldn't even do it. I couldn't even climb a ladder. Then I had to get a job. I'm living in Oklahoma now, in Missouri. So in Oklahoma, town so small, literally having to go to Kansas, Missouri, and outlying states to look for work. And they were on my ass to get a job. Like I said, I got one. I was there 7 months. She never came back. When I came back, I went to prison. And it's like I didn't get out of that bad boy for 15 years. The revolving door. I'm going to cut the string and let it fly. Peace.